Okay, everybody. Going to do the F1. More stickers on that one. And then we're going to do the F40. Yesterday, did the McLaren first. Now, I don't do stickers. So there's no stickers on it. And then we did the Mercedes. So, where did this go? Every time I handle one of these, something falls off. Oh, God. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Maybe this didn't fall off of this. Maybe it was just loose. This is impromptu because I'm off from work today due to the weather. And I already cleaned out my driveway, shoveled. That's 1, 2, 5, 6, 6. And here is the sticker sheet. Now I won't be putting stickers on, so. All right. We get to build the minifigure. This one is a woman. Kind of cool. Okay. Here she is with her hair. And here she is with her helmet. And I'm sure there is a wrench in here. They always give him this little wrench because they're the one building the car, I guess. Yeah, here it is. I have a lot of these wrenches. All right, where are we starting here? I know the steering wheel's going on because we've got the steering wheel and it's a print piece. Now my fingers are in the way. So we know that one was going on. Way out here, no wonder I can't find it. What's wrong, Marty? Put dog out. Come on. You gotta go out. Is that what it is? Let me see. He just had a little bit of food, so maybe he needs to go out. All right, give me 1 second because Marty has to come back in. Alexa, play 12:10 a.m.
1210 WPHT from Odyssey.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe the family comes first, and so does the ride that
Alexa, reduce volume.
Design of the Buick Enclave with the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra. We've got the perfect vehicle.
Alexa, reduce volume.
Incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautorgroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading Barbie liquid detergent.
Fighting AI complexity and unreliable results? Voyage AI by MongoDB delivered industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models. Build semantic search, RAG, and agentic AI with less complexity. Ship better AI faster at mongodb.com/build.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or in Doylestown at 215-345-9333. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1.
Now, this is the 4th F1 car I built. This one being the first. I guess this is F1. This is the McLaren from the 2-car pack.
No obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
When the market reaches all-time highs,
And
who try to sell
hey, Marty, they all have the same.
for the long haul. Stay the course. Don't sell now. You'll miss out on opportunity. But crash-proof consumers
They all have different
missed out on the recent market highs.
methods for putting them together, which I like because they're not all the same.
You never know where the stock market's going to go. You never know how politics is going to impact it, and you never know how much your fees are going to be, and what's going to be hidden that you don't really know about. With crash-proof retirement, our range of returns is between 10 and 12%. I feel very comfortable with the returns we've gotten this year because we don't have to concern ourselves with the volatility of the market, and we never get charged a fee, never comes up.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event happening at the William Penn Inn on Tuesday, February 17th, starting at 5 p.m. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
What brings you to Walgreens today, Mr. Evans?
Well, I'm hosting a little spades game tonight. And you know when I get it going, I put my whole arm into slapping that card down on the table. So I need something for my joints. Gotta keep this arm loose.
Okay, gotta watch out for you. Joint support aisle 5.
Make the most of your Medicare Advantage OTC benefits. Just ask your Walgreens pharmacist about eligible items like joint support. You gotta wind it up and get hit it like, ah! A fuller life deserves fuller care. Walgreens.
Blimey, you hold on to a coupon but forget about it, and suddenly it's expired.
Expired in 2012. Dang it.
Fortunately, by switching to Geico, you can save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
In a world of endless notifications, there could be an important one you're missing. Your kidneys may be signaling an SOS. With high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you of early signs of damage, which may put you at higher risk for events like heart attack or stroke. But there's a simple test that can help spot a hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a urine test called UACR to help detect kidney disease and heart risk early. To learn more, visit detectthesos.com today.
Presenting the Sick Day Spiral, brought to you by Instacart. Do I have a little tickle in my throat? No, I'm fine. But Mike from sales was coughing during the meeting. It was probably allergies. But am I a little warm? Maybe I'll look up my symptoms. I have what now? Stop the spiral. Whether you're sick or just need a day at home, get what you need to get well and stay well. Delivered in as fast as 30 minutes through Instacart. Download the app today.
You're a developer who wants to innovate. Instead, you're stuck fixing bottlenecks and fighting legacy code.
MongoDB can help. It's a flexible, unified platform that's built for developers by developers. MongoDB is ACID compliant and enterprise ready with the capabilities you need to ship AI apps fast. That's why so many of the Fortune 500 trust MongoDB with their most critical workloads. Ready to think outside rows and columns? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Your next Poconos escape is waiting. With Camelback Resort's Book Early and Save package, enjoy up to 15% off your stay. Winter isn't just the season, it's our playground. Take on the best slopes in the Poconos, fly down more than 40 tubing lanes, and warm things up at Aquatopia Indoor Water Park that's always 84 degrees. After a full day of adventure, unwind in your spacious suite with mountain views and get ready to do it all again. Book today at camelbackresort.com. That's camelbackresort.com.
Intuit TurboTax, the folks millions trust to get their maximum refund each year, now has local experts right around the corner. Book an appointment at one of the TurboTax locations in the Philadelphia area. Find your local tax expert today. Intuit TurboTax.
Tired of AI search that misses the point and can't understand context? Voyage AI by MongoDB helps solve this. Built by a world-class research team from Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, Voyage AI delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models that capture meaning and refine results with precision. Whether you're building semantic search, RAG applications, or agentic AI, aim for greater accuracy and reliability without the complexity. Ready to ship AI that works? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Hi, this is David Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautorgroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or in Doylestown at 215-345-9333. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1, allowing for students to overcome disorders such as high anxiety, ASD, social emotional issues, and school avoidance. New Hope Academy offers open enrollment anytime during the school year. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
Tired of database limitations and architectures that break when you scale? Think outside rows and columns. MongoDB is built for developers by developers. It's ACID compliant, enterprise ready, and fluent in AI. Start building faster at mongodb.com/build.
My name is Dave James, and this is my wife Patricia. We've started with Crash Proof in 2024.
It's hard to know what would make the stock market fall in the future, but it's nice to know that we're protected against all those dips that would happen in the marketplace.
With the Crash Proof retirement system, we earn 17%. That money is ours. The interest is put in as it's earned. We know that our money is safe and it will continue to grow with the market.
There was no fees taken out of what we made, and we did as well in Crash Proof as we would have in the market, and there was no downside.
Crash Proof retirement means to us that our future is bright and we're going to be able to go forward and enjoy our retirement.
Discover how the exclusive Crash Proof retirement system can help you grow with the market without risking a penny of your hard-earned nest egg. Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the William Penn Inn on February 17th. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon, hoping to cash it in at the store, then you forget about it. And suddenly you've got a mountain of useless expired coupons.
Do you think this one's still good? Free milk.
Well, mate, that expired in 1993.
Dang it.
Fortunately, there are ways to save money, like by switching to Geico. You can save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
Ooh, how about this one? Half off floppy disks.
Now, you should try a bit of spring cleaning.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
You're jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's why you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR. Most miss the signal for hidden kidney disease and related heart risk. You shouldn't. Visit detectthesos.com today to learn more.
Presenting a game-playing love story.
Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if it was the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flames. Save 33% when you buy 4 of your favorite Gain items on Amazon.
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask
All
your
right,
doctor
this
if
piece
you're
is supposed to get a sticker. So of course I'm going to skip that part.
DQ presents the spicy menu. For a limited time, try
Same thing on this side.
strip basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And a new pineapple lemonade sparkling or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only spicy menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Weather sponsored by Staples.
After reaching a high in the mid-20s today, expected to get down to around 10 overnight. It'll be clear. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 24. Wednesday, high 24 and partly cloudy. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 22. And mostly sunny on Friday as well, with a high of 24.
It's a new year, and Staples has fresh deals to get you fully equipped for 2026. Like up to $120 off HP Smart Tank printers. This deal means business, and so do these printers. Shop in store and online today. Staples. That was easy. It's 131.
If you talk, they will hear you every single time.
Oh, we're getting killed.
Yeah, well, Kyle's not here.
How come?
He's off the team. Didn't Tim tell you? Kyle's some other kids got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. He's out of the season.
Come on, it's a first offense, right?
That we know of. But why should that matter? He knew not to drink. I made it clear to Matt, that's what we expect from him. What did we say to Tim?
Not really. You know, a lot of kids try at this age, so.
Yeah, well, a lot of kids don't try it too. I'm not saying that Matt's gonna be this perfect kid, but if I don't tell him what we expect and why he shouldn't drink, how's he gonna know?
You think kids that age really listen?
They never admitted to it, but they hear more than you think.
Talk. They hear you. For more information about talking with kids about underage drinking, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. Alcoholics Anonymous. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There is a solution. You can find it at
Afternoon fire incoming. 1210 WPHT. Rolling in a Philly on the airwaves high. Tony Bruno's leading the charge, giving all he's got. Miss Robin's right there, keeping it sharp and true. No script, no safe space, just straight talk coming through. From Eagles heartbreak to the latest DC mess, we cut through the noise, no time for less. Mass loaded with knowledge, dropping facts like rain. Justin on the rails, keeping this train on the main. Cranking loud, Tony Bruno. 3 to 6 on WPHT. We're storming the town and bringing good knowledge. Justin keeping us on track. No filter, no mercy. Really fight back. Turn it up. Oh, feel the heat rise. All truth, no disguise. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, dropping wisdom. Justin holding the line. Crews locked in. It's showtime. Crank it loud.
All right. These are supposed to get stickers. Not happening.
Good afternoon, everybody. Are you enjoying Winter Storm Fern? Did you know this storm had a name?
I did not know.
Fern, not Fern Gully. Fern, not Vern, who was my favorite guy.
Like F-E-R-N?
Fern, that's what it was called. Did anybody know that? Did you know that? Deshaun Sereno back in the studios? No, I did not know that. Fern.
Fern seems like a really mild name for something.
I didn't know they named winter storms. I thought they were apocalypses and all this other stuff. But a lot of people out there are still without power. The snow is still on the ground. It's down to 76 degrees here as we work remotely too. I put my sweatshirt on, my NYPD sweatshirt on, just to make people feel warm and toasty. But it's going to get cold down here too this week. So we're not trying to rub it in. But, you know, people live in Florida, they come to Florida this time. Even people from Minnesota who get the hell out of Minnesota, not just because of the ice stuff, but because they don't have grass to cut. So all the lawn guys come from Minnesota to cut lawns down here in Florida where they still work. And so a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about it. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about, Robin.
Yes, we
The
do.
great Matt DeSantis is working remotely as well. Now, how did Deshaun get into the studios now? How did you make it into the 1210 studios?
So I basically had to, due to the me a room so I could be nearby, and I was able to walk to the studio today.
Nice that you didn't have to like set up a cot inside the studio.
I mean, I thought they was gonna have me like that. I thought I was gonna be in the studio and had to stay here overnight and just like sleep on the floor. But no, they was kind of nice to me.
That's good. I mean, when I used to work up on City Line Avenue, where all the TV stations, radio stations were, going way back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
All right, now I'm missing a piece.
Employees to be in, especially the next morning, they would put everybody up in a hotel so they could get there. So that's what they do. You know, nowadays, a lot of people work remotely, but you have to have people in the studio. Not everybody can shut it down and say, I'm staying home. A lot of people did. And, you know, there's a lot of people without power.
I am missing a piece.
People in the Philly suburbs, out north, way up north where my son lives, way the hell up in New York State near Rochester, or as Jim Rome calls it, Crapchester. You know, they're getting over a foot of snow. But for the most part, a lot of the big cities didn't get hammered like they thought.
But now we know who the essential personnel are at WPHT and at all radio stations.
Yeah, you have to have
It's the
people.
engineers, the ones that are in the studio.
Oh, darn.
Well, Matt DeSantis, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, but he is.
He's stuck in Arizona. I
I am. Yeah, I'm here.
What's the temperature right now in beautiful, are you in Scottsdale looking for the Scottsdale moms on Mill Avenue?
I'm not looking for Scottsdale moms.
Yes. Scottsdale moms, man. There's no more plastic surgery in this country than in Scottsdale. Am I right, Barbie?
You're 100% correct.
I am in
I lived in
Scottsdale.
Phoenix for a couple of years, and I know it well.
It's a little chilly. It's like 66, so it was 70 yesterday.
It's going to go down to, it's still 75 today, but it's going to go down the next, all week it's going to be in the 40s and 90s.
Oh, no, I'm not missing a piece. I put a piece on along back here.
We're never going to get snow.
Okay.
You know, north up in the Panhandle, you saw snow last week up in like Destin in the Florida Panhandle, the Alabama line there. We have Destin, Jacksonville, all those areas that are way north, just south of the Florida state line. They get cold weather all the time. I mean, it's cold. If you've ever been to Disney World in December and January, it's cold in the morning. People are wearing overcoats. But then as the sun comes up, it gets up into the 60s, and it's comfortable. And then in the summer, it gets hot, and you worry about earthquakes. We don't worry about earthquakes, hurricanes. But that's after June, July, August, and September. But anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
And before we do anything else,
My bad.
homework.
Yeah, I did all my homework,
No,
Robin.
there's homework for the people
Look
that
at the
are
copious notes I've
listening.
taken.
I'm paying attention.
Whether they are on the Odyssey app, they're listening to the radio, or they're on the YouTube channel. I want you to head to the YouTube channel, even if you can't be there permanently for the entire show. Go over to the WPHT YouTube channel, like the show that is live right now. Hit that little like button. I say spank that button.
Smashing.
I like spanking better.
Spanking's all right if you're into this stuff. I mean, if you need me to spank you, just ask. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it without consent.
Yes, well, we are consenting. Spank that thumbs up button.
But you spank this, you smash the subscribe button, and then you spank the like button.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you're smashing and spanking?
Whatever you want to do, just don't break your computer. Don't do anything violent. Don't be like the Minnesota protesters breaking into that hotel last night. And that's one of the big stories. I'm tired of this whole insurrection thing in Minnesota. Let's be honest. You know, and now Tom Holman's going there. And for all the people or anti-ICE and hate law enforcement and all this other stuff. Hate whatever you want, okay? But what's going on there, now we're getting reports, certainly, and these are not like far right and far left. Well, the far left people have the signal thing going on. That's the big story.
All right, now we're good.
Of this ICE operation. Talk about insurrections. This is the longest insurrection I can ever remember. And you got people now out there assaulting cops. And I'm not talking about the guy who got shot or the woman who got shot. You can debate that all you want. Bottom line is this. There is this thing called Signal. And apparently a lot of the Minnesota higher-ups, the governor, the mayor, the attorney general, and more importantly, the lieutenant governor of Minnesota are all implicated in this. Signal is this, I guess this operates sort of like an internet thing,
It's
right?
an encrypted chat program, just like WhatsApp or.
But this thing, thousands of people go on there, and one thing that is documented fact, not an opinion, not a left-right thing, it's a signal is being used to dox ICE officers. And guess who's encouraging this and is on Signal to encourage people to show up? Because you notice when you see a lot of these incidents where the ICE show up and then all these people suddenly show up out of nowhere, they show up out of nowhere because they're being told where to show up whenever they see ICE agents in the area. And listen, you have a right to protest. You don't have a right to have missiles get in their faces, spit on them, throw rocks at them,
Bite their finger off.
bite their fingers off, and all that other stuff. Anybody with common sense will realize that a lot of these people are just paid troublemakers, and they are. My ball, and the one thing that really
We do have a couple print pieces. Says Hugo.
He's the voice of the Minnesota Vikings. I've known the guy forever. Good friends. So I guess on his show on Friday, he mentioned that the protesters are paid. And of course, the media, and here's the worst part. If you think Philadelphia media and all the other big city media are corrupt, Minnesota's, not only is Minnesota's media corrupt, Minnesota's newspapers,
There are some stickers supposed to go on here. I look at this piece and then take a look at the size of my hand, and they expect me to put sticker on that. So I can't do that.
They're trying to make him out to be a hero. I don't know whether he's a hero or not. I know that he was there and he walked into an area with a whistle.
That goes on the wrong. I got these on the wrong side.
And so whether you think he's right or not, that's up to me or you to decide. You can make up your mind. By the way, this isn't Trump's DOJ or Trump's ICE. ICE has been around for a while. And all of these Democrats in Congress now want to defund ICE and shut it down. And they're willing to shut down the government again, Robin. So all you people complaining about, I didn't get my check, and where's my SNAP benefits, and where's my food stamps, and where's all my government money? If they shut down the government again, you're not going to get any of that money. So pick your poison. And again,
This piece gets a sticker. Not happening.
and that's why Tim Walz has started.
ICE has been around since 2003.
I know that, Robin.
So that people.
And so it's not Trump came in and said, let's have immigration control. Remember, it was Joe Biden and Mayorkas, these people who kept telling everybody that the border was secure. Well, we have tons of video of people just walking into the country. From all countries, you know where many people came from?
That white piece there on top, the flag gets a sticker.
You know, my family came here, but they did it the right way. So the whole thing about you can't let millions of people into the country and then complain that there's
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small pieces left over right here.
for any of these shots. They just walk in because they want to be in
So
America, like most people do. And then when they get to
we'll put these in our small piece bag.
they risk their lives falling through swamps, barbed wire to get here. So that's another issue. Laws are laws. And if you don't want to follow the laws, then
And we will be moving on. 2 bags, 3 and 4. I'm going to put the race car driver's hair and her wrench in here. Because when I'm done the set, I'll put the race car driver in. this thing go? Oh, this is nice. There are some print pieces here too. So and here's the nose print piece. There's probably another one in here too.
Peaceful protest. If you're bringing a gun, then you are already planning on there not being a peaceful protest, right? I mean, whether you are afraid that something's going to happen to you or you are planning on retaliating against something else, if you bring a gun to a peaceful protest, that right there is an aggressive move.
And it's not even that you're just there and you're like down
Now I guess that
but the fact that this guy was in the middle of the street blowing the whistle,
the axles are done the same.
fell on the sidewalk. Again, I'm not going to sit here and debate whether or not the guy should have. Nobody should be dead. Nobody should be dead. But the people that resist arrest and go in and try to stop people from doing their jobs, they're not the good guys. And it's sad that they died, but guess what? You know how they could have avoided being dead? Not showing up. When there's a bunch of crazed people in the streets, we want death to ICE, we want ICE people destroyed. You know, that's the bottom line. It's simple. It's not an agenda. It's not a left-right issue. It's a right and wrong issue. So we'll find out when Tom Holman shows up. Now, people say, why is Tom Holman going there? Anyway, Tom Holman has been in charge of border patrol for like 5 presidencies.
Yes.
In fact, it was Barack Obama who presented him with a medal for his work on trying to, enforce border laws. And because the United States has open borders and people can come in here and risk their lives and slip into the government, a lot of those people stay here and they're never found unless they commit a crime, right? And that's why they don't want any kind of ID. ID is now, they're still insulting minority communities by suggesting in 2026 that people, they don't have the ability to get IDs, right? Do you know anybody who doesn't have an ID?
I know nobody does. I mean, this is probably the closest to no ID that I know, which is your mother. But even she had, it wasn't a driver's license.
No, she had to have an ID.
But she had a non-driver's license ID.
Exactly.
She couldn't get anywhere on her own unless she took the bus. She didn't drive. So that was
when she went to a drugstore to pick up her prescription, whenever she went to the doctor's office, whenever she went to go vote or pay a gas bill, she had to show her ID. And my mom was an immigrant.
You have to have an ID. The fact that they are implying that there are still people out there that are too stupid or too whatever to get an ID is insulting. There is nobody in the world today, in the United States today, that is incapable of getting an ID. And if for some reason they have a handicap where they can't get on a bus, or they can't walk, or they can't have a friend take them to get an ID, there are organizations that will help you. All you have to do is call.
Let me get back to my friend Paul Allen again. Paul Allen and Mikey's voice related, some of the great play-by-play calls of all time. So he went on his show Friday, and he suggested that many of these protesters are paid. And guess what? He was right. But the Pioneer Press and the Minnesota Star Tribune, which are basically in bed with Waltz and all of these other fascists who are running Minnesota right now, they're trying to cancel Paul Allen. He apologized, but that's not good enough. He didn't even have to apologize for what he said. He was absolutely dead on correct. And like he said to all the people out there, because all over Minnesota, all of these purple-haired women that go out and run around and get in cops' faces and say, "Shoot me now," and all these other numbskulls, they now want to cancel Paul Allen. And he didn't make a mistake. He owned up to it. But he did nothing wrong. If you say something on a show, you've been in that town forever, and you're the best play-by-play announcer that Minnesota's ever seen. And now because you say something, you have to go into hiding? Tell me how that makes sense in 2026. You're gonna try to cancel a guy because you disagree when he was right about the protesters being paid and being funded by the people who run the state, from the top all the way down to the lowest low in Minnesota state governance. So it's cool, you know, this is showing you that some people just aren't tolerant of anything they remotely disagree with. I got people crushing me over the weekend. Oh, you're a Nazi, Tony. How could you? What am I a Nazi for? By the way, the guy who's a Nazi is Tim Walz. The Anne Frank comment that he made yesterday. That guy should be removed from office immediately. And then you got idiots in the NBA using that same quote from Anne Frank, Rob, about looking outside.
Discussion to imply that a person who's protesting and who gets hurt, whether it was an accident or not, that's to be determined, but they were protesting, they had freedom to do what they were doing, and compare that to who was an adult, by the way, and compare that to a 15-year-old girl who went to a concentration camp and was killed and had absolutely no freedom whatsoever is such an insult.
Yeah, comparing what's going on in Minnesota with Anne Frank. As one person posted today, remember when Anne Frank was offered
Here's a printed bricks, the white stripe.
and refused to take it? That's basically what Tim Walz is. Anne Frank didn't have a choice.
A couple more stickers are supposed to go on, so we're going to, again, skip it. We're skipping stickers.
Go out and get out of Germany, but you can stay in the attic and hopefully make it through. That's what he's saying, and that's what these dumb NBA players are saying. Morons. Guys who basically, most of them can't even read. The ones who are making the comments, not all of them, like LeBron James. LeBron James was a school where most of his students fail and can't read and write. Other than that, he's the greatest player of all time. But I'm not going to get into the sports stuff. We're just getting started. Open phones, 855-839-1210. 855-839-12. Matt DeSantis, Sean Serino, and all kinds of good stuff coming up.
You know, I held off on this one until last because I wasn't really all thrilled with the colors, but looking at it in person, I kind of like it.
Families have been trusting Mighty Key for brakes, tires, exhaust, tune-ups, check engine lights, and all their own repair needs for over 50 years. Stop in your local Mighty Key at 504 Black Horse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey today. And ask for the manager, Mike, to help keep your car winter road ready. Mighty Key, doing car care right.
You hold onto a coupon but forget about it, and someday it's expired.
Expired in 2012.
Fortunately, by switching to Geico, you can save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
I'm caught up in the game. My attention is on every play and every whistle. But what I'm missing is a signal coming from my kidneys. That signal isn't like a ref's whistle. It's more of a silent SOS, which could be warning me of an increased risk for events like heart attack or stroke. And the way I can catch that signal? A simple urine test called UACR. If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, talk to your doctor about the UACR test.
Marty, are you under here? Is that where you are, boy? Okay. Sorry, boy.
Tired of AI search that misses the point.
It's okay. It's all right. Good boy.
MongoDB helps solve this. Built by a world-class research team from Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, Voyage AI delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models that capture meaning and refine results with precision. Whether you're building semantic search, RAG applications, or agentic AI, aim for greater accuracy and reliability without the complexity. Ready to ship AI that works? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
This is some kind of cloak.
Acorn TV is your partner in crime for thrilling crime dramas and brilliant mysteries.
We are now investigating a murder.
With stars including Stephen Moyer in Art Detectives
For the record, there are less dangerous ways to use proof.
and Alicia Silverstone in the new original series Irish Blood.
You want my advice? Trust no one.
Grab your partner in crime and catch killer stories and brilliant mysteries. Streaming now on Acorn TV.
Let's go.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family
All
comes
right.
first, and so does the ride that gets you there.
These are going to get stickers.
For the power and confidence of the GMC
We're supposed
Sierra, you've got
to.
the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautorgroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or in Doylestown at 215-345-9333. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-1, allowing for students to overcome disorders such as high anxiety, ASD, social emotional issues, and school avoidance. New Hope Academy offers open enrollment anytime during the school year. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Artificial intelligence could see some hiccups in 2026. A Deutsche Bank analyst note warns that this year will be AI's hardest year yet due to three themes: disillusionment, dislocation, and distrust. Deutsche says businesses are frustrated by the slow move of AI from testing to production, while the industry faces component shortages and anxiety from the public over the impact of AI on jobs. I'm Jason Brooks.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes hard, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's
Another sticker goes on this.
LendSeek.com.
Free speech lives here with King and Company weekday mornings on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Well, Miss Robin, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. I want to play the Tim Walsh thing. I also want to play, because I was looking at all the different cuts coming over. But the people who are just saying that these ICE agents are the ones who are the terrorists and they should be defunded and taken off the streets. What you're seeing on the streets is what the media is showing you that they don't want you to see. Media is covering this up. Not just the Minnesota media, the national media, all these major networks lying about the 5-year-old child.
Right.
You know, and they keep repeating the lies. And these are the big networks. These aren't the regular, Tom, Dicks, and Harrys, whoever, or on the social media, people who just have conspiracy theories and post it out and out. These are supposed respected journalists like David Muir and the guys NBC, CNN, Fox, all these people. They have conspiracy theories, repeating lies, and people who don't do deep dives into these stories and look for the facts before spouting off something that they heard from their friends who they agree with on everything because they hate Trump or they love Trump or whatever. Those are the people who are absolutely clueless. Get a clue first. Now let's go to the genius Tim Walsh, who's starting to backtrack a little now that Trump has said he's willing to come up there and end this thing, because he and Fry and all those other clowns up there have done nothing. What do they call it? Lower the temperature.
Well, I'm convinced that this is actually the outcome that they wanted, because it does a couple of things. It further creates chaos, which is in their interest, and it also takes attention off of all of the
Of course it is.
So, I mean, for Walls, this is the perfect thing that happened for him.
But the bottom line is, everybody knows Tim Walsh was a crook. He knows, we know he allowed all the Somalians, to take billions of dollars of our tax dollars while no one was paying attention. That's why Walsh was able to be the vice president instead of Josh Shapiro. They knew he had all this cash money from daycare centers and all this other money that they stole from the government.
All right, we're getting on the front end.
The fact that he's still out there boldly making statements instead of slinking and hiding, because he's been emboldened by the people who support his nonsense. Let's go to what he said yesterday, which to me, everybody's talking about Paul Allen should be canceled. This guy should be canceled for making this idiotic analogy yesterday.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's gonna write that children's story about Minnesota. Oh, yeah. And there's one person who can end this now. Who's that? Who's that, Timmy?
It's just absolutely infuriating. Because what this does is there are so many people, and I'm not really blaming the people, because I think that we have seen how easy it is to manipulate the masses.
Of course.
It doesn't matter whether it's a far right or a far left narrative that is being fed, because the smart people, the people that are paying attention, are somewhere in the middle. And I would like to think that we and our listeners are somewhat in the middle, even though we are made out to be these far right talking point people, but we're not. We're like trying to see both sides. And in this particular case, I think that it's sort of like an addict, that the more you get, the more they want, because that's all they think and all they see, and they think it's absolutely honest God truth. And he's feeding into that narrative.
Of course he is, Rob, and everybody knows that. I'm tired of it. And
by the way, that sign language person, you just watch it with the sound off. She is phenomenal. I've seen her now a couple of times. She must be his personal, like he goes around with her. With that sign language person is so expressive. It is amazing.
A couple more stickers supposed to go on some of these pieces here. So we're going to skip that.
I mean, look at her. She is. Wait. This is the facial expressions. I keep thinking, like, if you watch just her, she's amazing. I wish I knew sign language to even know if she's coming even close to what he's saying.
I don't know. So now you have a who's this man?
Some more stickers.
I don't know who he is. So now Dr. Kristen Library. Oh, now she's deleted her account. I'm hearing ICE has built 100 rooms at the Milwaukee Hilton, Buckle Up, Wisconsin. So that's what she posts, so that she can, and she's a left-wing radio host. And now, so she's trying to get people to go to Wisconsin, to the Milwaukee Hilton, to interfere and try to keep us. And let's play this cut right now. The video of all of these creeps who were sent there by Walls and all these other people in Minnesota, and the lieutenant governor, that Peggy Flanagan, who's also a whack job and dangerous. This was last night at the Hilton Hotel. It's part of the Hilton chain, but it was one of the Hilton, and it's downtown.
Right. I believe this is step 3.
This is what the peaceful protesters were doing last night, because they found out that ICE agents were sleeping in this hotel, and they had 2 Border Patrol agents outside trying to protect this business.
Yeah.
And guess what? They lost. Let's go to the tape. And even if you call that peaceful protesting, but then they start breaking in to the lobby and they trash the place. And the two police guys who were not Minnesota local police. They were ICE agents, and they were being struck by objects and were bleeding. And these clowns were still there trying to get in, and they did, and they trashed the place. You don't hear anybody saying that on CNN or MSNBC. Who's going to pay for that damage? And that's why if I'm Donald Trump, I'm not sending Minnesota 1 more cent. They could just marinate in their own sour
Here's
juices.
the thing, though. There are other Minnesota cities that ICE came into, and there were no problems. The mayor, actually, I forget which mayor it is, but he publicly said, I'm going to have my police work with ICE in conjunction so that there are no issues. We're not. And there was no problem. There was no protests. The people that they needed to come get, they got without any issue, no problem whatsoever. Here, they want this issue.
Moving right along with this.
This debacle, and now there's issues. They got exactly what they were asking for.
And we have some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. Wow. 10 extra pieces. Moving on to the last 2 bags.
Not blocking, not allowing any comments on his comments about what he said.
If you are a public figure, you know, I mean, you get more restrictions, turn it off. But for some reason, these big accounts can turn off comments. I don't think it's right. If you are a government, especially if you're part of the government, you should not be able to turn off comments.
Who I believe has been seen with Epstein more than any other politician who may or may not be implicated on the rest of the list. Bill Clinton is basically, he's like the platinum card member of the Jeffrey Epstein.
He's a million miler.
Yeah, he's a million miler on the island. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, you see the pictures of them all over the place. Then again, I don't care about I mean, they need to get these people and get them all in jail. So here's what Bill Clinton called the ICE action.
Nice. They got the Red Bull on the
Really, Bill?
on the rear piece. It's already pre-painted.
About torching a compound in Waco, Texas, with hundreds of Branch Davidians in there, and burning the whole place down, and only 9 people survived. Remember that? And I'm no Branch Davidian fan, but these people were in a compound. They were religious groups. And Bill Clinton said his attorney general, what was that broad's name? She was nasty looking. Remember her? His attorney general at the time.
She was from Arizona too.
Yes. I forget her name. It doesn't matter. How about when Bill Clinton send a federal agent holding a rifle at Cuban refugee Elian Gonzalez? Remember that? Remember when the Cubans were coming over and Bill Clinton said...
Janet Reno.
Janet Reno, yeah. She was a beauty. Bill Clinton had a guy with a gun, and a kid in the closet, Elian Gonzalez. Famous video. But that wasn't how about having an intern being used as your cigar holder under the desk in the White House? Those were not things that
remember
that ICE agents doing their job in Minnesota, Billy.
I remember the Elian Gonzalez like it was yesterday.
I know.
It made such a big, it was so crazy. Here's a kid who survived coming over from Cuba on a raft. His parents perished, weren't able to hold on to their raft. He is saved, survived. They had family members in the United States already. His mother didn't survive. His father's still back in Cuba.
Right.
His father then wants Elian Gonzalez to go back to Cuba, but the rest of the family members, knowing the mother's wishes, wanted to keep him in the United States.
Exactly.
And they actually went in and took him by force out of family members' homes to bring him back to Cuba.
So Bill Clinton and Hillary does the same thing. She posts stuff about this is the worst thing we've ever seen. It's a danger to our democracy, white supremacy. And then when she posts on social media, she locks her account so nobody can respond. Well, that's really being a public servant, huh? Ridiculous. Exactly. 855-839-1210. We will have a Washington State update for all of you Seattle Seahawks fans, Robin. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl, and they're playing the New England Patriots. That's right. So the governor, Bob Ferguson, guess what he did this morning?
What did he do?
He announced that, hey, congratulations, Seahawks. You're going to the Super Bowl. But guess what? If you want to get on a plane, if you want broadcasting, if you want to stream, if you want a flight, if you want groceries for the big game, 12% tax as of right now. 12% tax on all your Super Bowl merch, all of your food, all of your tickets. And if you get on a damn plane to go down to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl on February 8th, you're going to be paying extra for that. So congratulations. Now pay up.
How can he do that so last minute like that?
Because he's the governor of another state that loves to tax people. That's why, just like Governor Shapiro in Pennsylvania.
Have you seen all the ridiculous taxes that Spanberger wants to implement?
I don't have time to follow all these people
insane.
who just got elected. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And then as soon as they get in, boom, they cancel all the other previous laws.
Well, I was watching. I read a list of all the extra additional taxes that Spanberger wants to implement. One of which is if you decide that you want to join a gym, you're going to have to get taxed extra on your subscription to the gym. Like, what? So it's now going to be even more expensive to try to get healthy. If you want to bring your dog to a groomer, you will have to pay extra tax for grooming tax. These are just insane. Like what it's like at some point I was reading through it all, your taxes are going to go from in New Jersey are going to go up to 13%. That'll be the highest in the nation.
And then, and Governor Shapiro's and all of a sudden, and I know he wants to be president, and I know he got screwed over by his own party, and they put Tim Walz in instead. But now, he's running for re-election as the governor, which is coming up, the election. But he's running for president at the same time. He's doing the same thing that Kamala Harris did when she became a senator. She started basically running for president the first day she got into the Senate from California. And now Governor Shapiro, because he got screwed for Tim Walz, which cost the Democrats the election. I don't know if Shapiro would have helped instead of Walz. Shapiro would have brought
Wing's supposed to get
because nobody on earth, even most people in the Midwest, didn't know who the governor of
stickers.
Did anybody hear of Tim Walz before Tim Walz was named the vice presidential candidate?
He came out of the blue.
And yes, Spanberger's in Virginia.
Oh, did I say with
Mikey
Virginia?
Sherrill's
Mikey
broad in
Sherrill.
New
He's
Jersey.
in Virginia.
Get your broads straightened out, Robin.
I'm in Virginia. I apologize.
Don't you know your broads?
Apparently not well enough. Hey, phone lines are open. We'd love to hear from everybody that's out there. 855-839-1210. That's 855-839-1210. Call in. Hopefully Deshaun has like 4 or 5 arms. Maybe he can answer phone with his feet because he's by himself there. But we are taking phone calls, and we'd love to hear from you. When we come back from break.
Exactly. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, Talk Radio 1210, WPHT. Stick around.
In a world of endless notifications, there could be an important one you're missing. Your kidneys may be signaling an SOS. With high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you of early signs of damage, which may put you at higher risk for events like heart attack or stroke. But there's a simple test that can help spot a kidney signal. Ask your doctor about a urine test called UACR to help detect kidney disease and heart risk early. To learn more, visit detectthesos.com today.
Tired of database limitations and architectures that break when you scale? Think outside rows and columns. MongoDB is built for developers by developers. It's ACID compliant, enterprise ready, and fluent in AI. Start building faster at mongodb.com/build.
Gas, repairs, where did that data come from? We know owning a car is already expensive enough. You shouldn't have to overpay for auto insurance too. So shift into savings and put the brakes on those high insurance rates with help from Intuit Credit Karma. Simply open the app to explore personalized rates, get quotes, and find the right coverage plan. Great insurance and lower rates. Start looking on Credit Karma today.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautorgroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Fighting AI complexity and unreliable results? Voyage AI by MongoDB delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models. Build semantic search, RAG, and agentic AI with less complexity. Ship better AI faster at mongodb.com/build.
Home to world-class faculty, cutting-edge research, and diverse global thinkers. From robotics to the arts, our students redefine possibilities. Carnegie Mellon University, where what if becomes what's next. Learn more at cmu.edu/work that matters.
Wow business customers in Tennessee experience something special.
Local expertise.
Yes.
Reliable connections.
For sure.
Honest and predictable pricing.
Most definitely. Award-winning and dedicated service.
Well, our customers can answer that best.
You never know what you get. Look, wow, I know what I'm getting.
We have that personal one-on-one connection.
It provides the performance we need at the price point we need.
We don't have to worry. Once we get it all set up, we're all running.
We're all working together. We all need to be connected together. And WOW does the best job at providing that service.
Get up to 600 megabytes of business internet for $65.99 a month, or double your speed for just $10 more. That's 1.2 gigs of business internet for only $75.99 a month.
Wow Business is the custom and customer. Experience the wow difference today. Visit wowbusiness.com. That's wowbusiness.com. WOWbusiness.com. Offer for new customers subject to change. Price does not include taxes, fees, and equipment charges. Restrictions apply.
You're a developer who wants to innovate. Instead, you're stuck fixing bottlenecks and fighting legacy code. MongoDB can help. It's a flexible, unified platform that's built for developers by developers. MongoDB is asset compliant and enterprise ready with the capabilities you need to ship AI apps fast. That's why so many of the Fortune 500 trust MongoDB with their most critical workloads. Ready to think outside rows and columns? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or Doylestown at 215-345-9333. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1, allowing for students to overcome disorders such as high anxiety, ASD, social emotional issues, and school avoidance. New Hope Academy offers open enrollment anytime during the school year. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
My name is Dave Jansen. This is my wife, Patricia. We started with Crash Proof in 2024.
It's hard to know what would make the stock market fall in the future, but it's nice to know that we're protected against all those dips that would happen in the marketplace.
With the Crash Proof retirement system, we earn 17%. That money is ours. The interest is put in as it's earned. We know that our money is safe and it will continue to grow with the market.
There was no fees taken out of what we made, and we did as well in Crash Proof as we would have in the market, and there was no downside.
Crash Proof retirement means to us that our future is bright and we're going to be able to go forward and enjoy our retirement.
Discover how the exclusive crash-proof retirement system can help you grow with the market without risking a penny of your hard-earned nest egg. Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the William Penn Inn on February 17th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Auto Group Studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands in 25 locations. Talk Radio 1210, WPAT.
On this problem, people digging out, trying to get their power back on. We got power here right now. And he's going to all the Sunday shows and commenting on the Minneapolis shooter because he's a tough guy. By the way, this is the 5-year anniversary of the death of a woman that he claimed killed herself by stabbing herself in the back like 15 times. Any ready reaction to that, Josh? Josh Shapiro?
He wants that one to go away because clearly there is some involvement. Not that he had any involvement in the shooting and killing. Absolutely not. I'm not implying that at all.
No,
but a
but
friend of his did.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying he downplayed it.
he totally made it like go away. And how in the world can somebody commit suicide by stabbing themselves in the back 20 times? I mean, it's just how this was able to even get shut down is beyond me.
The other thing that I love about this Minnesota thing, now you got all these morons running for office in all these different states. This Micah Lasher is headed to Minneapolis today. The people are putting themselves on the line. We're searching for ways to fight back, and I'll be sharing resources from the ground from New Yorkers to support their efforts. Micah Lasher, by the way, is a candidate in New York for Congress, a New York 12 Assembly member, born and raised on the Upper West Side, ready for the fight. So it's time for Democrats to use every tool we have to stop the Trumpinist sycophants. This guy is just an assembly member from one of the richest neighborhoods in New York.
Oh, but it benefits them to jump on the bandwagon because they'll get notoriety, or at least that's what they're hoping for.
Micah Lasher. How about shoveling the snow with your fake Mamdani who looks like he never picked up a show novel? He just goes, because today, the Democrats want credit for the mayor of New York getting the snow plows out on a day when there's a storm. Because no other mayor in New York history, regardless of party, ever decided that he was going to have the streets plowed. So then Mamdani goes out there with a shovel, and you can tell he's never picked up a shovel in his life. I guess they don't have shovels in Uganda, except to pick up the elephant poop in his neighborhood, right? Aren't there a lot of elephants in Uganda?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe. Although, elephant poop makes good coffee.
That's what I heard.
Cut 10, actually, we were speaking before the break about Mickey Sherrill.
Mikey Sherrill, I mean, you can't get the name straight. It's Mikey Sherrill, it's Pam Spamberger, whatever her name is, all these broads.
I need to do a little bit better on my pronunciation of things, but Mickey.
Mikey!
Her
name is Mikey!
Okay, who's down here, this Mickey? I'm thinking of
Mickey Mouse, he's up at Disney.
Yeah, that
He's up in Orlando.
Mikey Sherrill. We need to spell the name different because it looks like Mickey, but it's Mikey. Mikey.
Hey,
likes
Mikey.
it. Hey, Mikey.
They
likes
hate it.
Cut 10 is her comparing ice to a Stasi type force.
Oh, I don't hear you, Mikey. Come on, Mikey. Talk to me.
Basically Stasi type wars. So secret police that wear masks, that are unidentifiable, that are unaccountable, that have leadership in the Trump administration blatantly lying about what's going on when the American people can see the videos about exactly what's happening. There is no police officer in the state of New Jersey that would act like that because we have training that far surpasses
All right,
any
3
type of
leftover pieces.
like that.
And
Should anything untoward happen, the other
we're done.
agents with that police officer would stop that immediately, and that person would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the
Minus
law,
the stickers.
which is exactly what needs to happen with these ICE agents. in
Now,
Minneapolis.
out of all the ones that I did, this is the easiest one. So,
Why don't you just keep doing what you're doing, raise taxes, get the gas
and this looks like it's the most stable with the small pieces.
taxes in the country, and then go on CNN and stop your nonsense. Who's listening to that people? The worst part, who's voting for these people? And guess what? Elect the people who deserve the people you vote for. Because the second they lie to you all the
Except for this piece.
I'm not just talking about Kevin. They lie to you, and then boom, the second they get into office, they decide to change everything. The chick in Virginia is even worse. That spam bagger chick, spam bagger.
And here's the problem is that not everybody voted for these people. And, in most cases, 50% or less of the people voted for the other person. And they're the ones that are being punished for it.
And let's put the lady driver in.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, the fact that everybody now has to make everything thing about politics and which side you're on. I grew up, nobody cared about that. Nobody said, we were presidents. I marched against Vietnam back in the 60s because my friends were being sent to a war that everybody hated. We protested. We didn't burn down cities. We went out there with signs and said, get out of Vietnam. Now every 10 seconds there's a new protest. Every day people are walking off their jobs. Doesn't anybody work in this country anymore?
Yes, Republicans.
You know what? I can't take this thing.
So Jessica G4420 says, I did not vote for her.
This piece right here is supposed to be the other way, but it's attached to keeps coming off because it's only held on by one stud. So just to keep it there, I turned it around because there's a stud there. So it'll keep it locked into place because it's annoying me that it keeps coming off. So. And here's our extra pieces. Of course, I have the wrench and the hair piece in there for the driver. Okay, that's it for this.
By the way, shout out to Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh yesterday, he wasn't going against ice agents and pushing people out of the way. Coach Jim Harbaugh standing in the march for life.
All right, let me take a brief break, and we're going to start on this.
I didn't see anything about the numbers, about the coverage, nothing.
They don't make money when people are born. They make money when people are killed. Babies are killed, snuffed out before they have a chance to live. And by the way, the Pioneer Press in Minnesota has now reposted the Paul Allen tweet that they posted over and over again. So the 5 people who subscribe to the Pioneer Press, which is just as bad as the Minnesota Star Tribune, 2 of the worst newspapers in America, and all they can talk about is Paul Allen, and they will not stop.
And he even apologized, like if you.
And he wasn't wrong. I already mentioned. I don't want to read
But just so that he was actually making a joke about something, and it was about what he said was paraphrasing here. It's on top of everybody's mind. I've been thinking about this myself. Do paid protesters get hazard pay? That is what he said.
Yes.
And so he wasn't really making.
And if you know Paul Allen, he's a funny guy. He's a great play-by-play guy, and he's a good guy. I've known him a long. Yes. Are we breaking or we're going right to it? Do we have to break here?
I wasn't paying attention to the clock.
Yeah, we got to break. We got to break now, guys.
Okay.
We have to break?
Yeah, we got to break now.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's what you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UAC. Most miss visits for hidden kidney disease and related conditions. Visit.
All right, so let me remind everybody, these sets were on sale at Target. Get rid of this.
Enterprise ready and fluent in AI. Start building faster at mongodb.com/build.
Wow Business customers in Tennessee experience something special.
Local expertise.
Yes.
Reliable connections, for sure.
Honest and predictable pricing.
Most definitely. Award-winning and dedicated service.
Well, our customers can answer that best.
You never know what you get, but wow, I know what I'm getting.
Actually, I didn't realize it, but only one of them was on sale at Target. They weren't labeled correctly. I'm going to have to go back there and talk to them about this. This one right here was $22.99. The other ones were regular price. But when I looked at the shelf marker label, they were on sale. So I'm going to have to go back there and talk to them about that.
Hi, this is David Barlow with Barlow Beauty. At Barlow Beauty, the family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle.
Looking forward to this.
Incredible savings.
Must be. There are some stickers, but I'm going to forego the stickers. Not as many though as the other sets. 4 bags, and I think this is probably the wheel caps. This is also part of it. And we have to build. We have to build our lady driver.
With Crash Proof Retirement, our range of returns have been between 10 and 12%. I feel very comfortable with the returns we've gotten this year because we don't have to concern ourselves with the volatility of the market, and we never get charged.
I don't see.
Or register for our next event happening at the William Penn Inn on Tuesday, February 17th.
Of course, they have 2 wrenches in here.
722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Tired of AI search that misses the point and can't understand context? Voyage AI by MongoDB helps solve this. Built by a world-class research team from Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, Voyage AI delivers.
So far, I can't find her her lower body.
Whether you're building semantic search, RAG applications, or agentic
Oh, here it is, right in front of me.
accuracy and reliability without the complexity. Ready to ship AI that works? Start building at MongoDB.com.
All right, so here we have our lady driver. I give it a couple wrenches.
Showing up every day. At Bombas, we're pros too. Pros at making socks. Our sports assortment has specialized socks for whatever sport you're committed to. Running, hiking, golf, Pilates, and so much more. Making sport with sweating details and targeted art support. Bombas Sport is pro-level socks from the pros of socks. For another pro, you go to bombas.com/audio and use code audio for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com and use code audio.
You'll be there. You hold on to the coupon, but forget about it, and someday it's expired.
Expired in 2012. Damn.
Fortunately, if I switch it to Geico, you can save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
Home to world-class faculty, cutting-edge research, and diverse global thinkers. From robotics to the arts, our students redefine possibilities. Carnegie Mellon University, where what if becomes what's next. Learn more at cmu.edu/work-that-matters.
Marty, what you doing, boy?
Jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's what you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR. Most miss the signal for hidden kidney disease and related heart risk. You shouldn't. Visit detectthesos.com today to learn more.
If the stakes weren't so high and people were not being injured and property were not being destroyed and people were not dying, but because of all the other consequences with it, it becomes not even laughable. it is a disgusting act when you look at what he's doing, and he shows absolutely no ability to lead his people and do what is right for the country. He's unwilling to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I would suspect he's not even upholding the Constitution of Minnesota, although I haven't read it, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But he's okay with all of the consequences as long as people aren't looking at the things that he may have done wrong. That's disgusting.
Exactly, and the people point out that when Trump's got like 50 things he does a day, and he has no time to do anything, but they're worried about the Epstein files, and I want them to all come out too. But they always say whenever Trump makes something about international relations or ending wars or getting stuff done, oh, he's trying to distract from the Epstein files. The guy's got so many things on his plate 24 hours a day, but that's all they worry about instead of really seeing the corruption and the cover-up in Minnesota. This will go down as the biggest cover-up and scandal in American history.
Until they get to California.
Well, until I get to California.
That's true. Until they get to California, where it is probably 3 or 4 times as large as what we're seeing in Minnesota, and likely even larger per capita. But yes, President Trump has so much that he's doing each day, and the left tells you who they are and what they're doing by the accusations they make at the right. So when they say things like, oh, President Trump is trying to distract, well, now we know that that's exactly what the left would do. They would distract from their own problems by creating another crisis, and they never think a crisis is too good to waste. But what we do need to see happen right now in Minnesota, lawfulness must be restored, and the lawlessness cannot be rewarded. And I think that when I say that, most Americans would agree with me. We want lawfulness. We don't want to see riots. We don't want to see property destroyed. And if you don't like the people who are being arrested, it's not okay to just go riot and ruin the city, or lock people in their cars, block entry to cars, or block off streets and not allow people to pass on public streets, or get in people's ears and blow whistles, or use even worse, a magnified electric megaphone in their ears, possibly causing physical damage to them just to try to silence them. And if we don't get a handle of it on this, and if people don't have accountability, I think we'll be sending a very dangerous message and creating a very dangerous precedent for the future.
Now, Jenny, this is Ms. Robin. What is it about Minnesota that lends itself to these types of, what is it about the people of Minnesota? I know that they have a lot of people coming in from elsewhere. I know they have instigators. I know that they have great protesters, but there is a lot of local people who are jumping on this bandwagon. What is it about that location that is making this so right?
All I know is that it is an extremely liberal area of the country, and I think that a lot of the local people who are, even the local people who are involved in the protest, they're wrong. I don't think that they are right. They wrongly think they are doing something good. They wrongly think that somehow standing up to ICE is the right thing to do. And they're believing the lies they've been told that ICE is acting like Nazis. When you're told that and you believe it, what other, if you truly believe that the government is acting like Nazis, then it makes sense that people would react so viscerally and in such a terrible manner. But ICE is not acting like Nazi Germany. They are not acting like
this is a print piece.
They are arresting, have arrest warrants. In other states, they're
For
able
the
to
gear
go
shift.
into the jails and get the people before, if they've been arrested locally,
Oh.
before they have been released back into the streets. But because of the sanctuary city status that Minneapolis has, they're releasing illegal immigrants who have committed vicious crimes or heinous crimes back into the streets, and ICE has to go into neighborhoods to arrest them rather than it happening at say, a local police department. And and I think that looks troublesome to people. It is, but they're following the law, and the people have entered the country illegally, and we can look at what DHS has put out about the kind of people, they've listed the people who are being deported and the crimes they've been convicted of committing, and there's sexual assault, there's murder, there's physical assault. These are heinous crimes. We wouldn't want that to happen to the people that we love, and we're trying to protect the streets of America. So the people in Minneapolis they're misinformed, and they're willing to believe things that are not correct. And I think it's a caution that we all should be careful about. We have to be careful about who we're listening to when it comes to social media or news or whatever it might be, and be willing to at least hear a little bit of what the other side is saying to make sure that what we're hearing and what we believe is actually correct. I don't think that people in Minneapolis who are engaged in these activities are willing to do that at all.
Plus, there's a lot of outside agitators, as we can see. People come from all over, and they have this Signal app, which the government is involved in and complicit in. And that's even a bigger scandal. But you nailed it, though. You nailed it. It's the 12 sanctuary cities. They want to make sure that the police don't cooperate with ICE so that they can keep these people in because they're going to be loyal voters for the rest of their lives. And that's the bottom line. People can follow you on X at Jenny E. Beth M. At Jenny Beth M. on X. Follow her and get more of this information that people want to hear. Jenny, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
She is it again. There are people, left and right, but the bottom line is what's happening. You can see it. Now, the intricacies of would the gun go off or did this person do that? You can argue that all the time. And there's going to be investigations. And I never make a conclusion before I look at all the facts. But the fact is that Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Fry and the Attorney General and now the Secretary of State, all these people are complicit. Every single elected leader in Minnesota is part of this cabal that just wants to make sure they keep the people in, keep procreating, so they continue to they can screw the blacks and all the other white people that they don't need anymore because they don't procreate. They want to make sure that all these people coming in illegally stay in the country and will loyally vote for them forevermore. That's the way I see it. We're coming right back. It's Tony Brewer. We're taking a break. We're going to stick here. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. Open phones. You want to call in right now. This is a perfect opportunity. 855-839-1210. 855-839-1210. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There's no place like home. Download the BetMGM Casino app, sign up for new accounts, and check out our exclusive slots, The Wizard of Oz, Munchkinland, Over the Rainbow, and Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and our latest, The Great and Powerful Odds. BetMGM Game Sense remind you to play responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for T's and C's. Must be 21 plus to wager. New Jersey only. Welcome offer for customers only. Games may vary by market. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credits and/or bonus bets unless otherwise provided the applicable terms. If you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You hold onto a coupon, hoping to cash it in at the store, but then you forget about it. And suddenly you've got a mountain of useless expired coupons.
Do you think this one's still good? Free milk.
Well, mate, that expired in 1993. Dang. Fortunately, there are better ways to save money, like by switching to Geico. You could save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
Ooh, how about this one? Half off floppy disks.
Now, you should try a bit of spring cleaning.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico. Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices you found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 prescriptions FDA approved.
Clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You're jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's why you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR. Most miss the signal for hidden kidney disease and related heart risk. You shouldn't. Visit detectthesos.com today to learn more.
Tired of database limitations and architectures that break when you scale? Think outside rows and columns. MongoDB is built for developers by developers. It's ACID compliant, enterprise ready, and fluent in AI. Start building faster at mongodb.com/build.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautorgroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or in Doylestown at 215-345-9333. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1, allowing for students to overcome disorders such as high anxiety, ASD, social emotional issues, and school avoidance. New Hope Academy offers open enrollment anytime during the school year. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
Tired of AI search that misses the point and can't understand context? Voyage AI by MongoDB helps solve this. Built by a world-class research team from Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, Voyage AI delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models that capture meaning and refine results with precision. Whether you're building semantic search, RAG applications, or agentic AI, aim for greater accuracy and reliability without the complexity. Ready to ship AI that works? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
When the market reaches all-time highs, investors who try to sell high are met with the same excuses from their broker. You're in it for the long haul. Stay the course. Don't sell now. You'll miss out on opportunity. But crash-proof consumers have not missed out on the recent market highs.
Mike McGeckern, I'm from Goldville, Pennsylvania. Wall Street is volatile. You never know where the stock market's going to go. You never know how politics is going to impact it. And you never know how much your fees are going to be.
All right, one to bag 2, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces left over,
This year because we don't have to concern ourselves with the volatility of the market.
including an extra gear shift.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event happening at 10 on Tuesday, February 17th, starting at 5 p.m. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Fighting AI complexity and unreliable results? Voyage AI by MongoDB delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models.
These fell on the floor.
And agentic AI with less complexity. Ship better AI faster at MongoDB.com.
See what's steering the economy? Loading and unloading more than 1,000 packages a year. And making Philadelphia the most productive container port in North America. And we're just getting started, creating thousands of new jobs, growing our market share, modernizing our facilities, and coming soon, cruises out of Philadelphia. Next stop, Bermuda, the Port of Philadelphia, the economic engine drawing some of the world's best companies to invest here, grow here, and make our lives better. Learn more at philiport.com.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Want to put on this, Robin? A lot of people in the chat, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe on our YouTube channel, Are we live on X, Robin, or no?
Not yet, especially with the skeleton crew right now.
Yes.
But once, hopefully, we're gonna get that on.
I just want people, there's a lot of people confused. I've seen people like, I don't know, I gotta listen on X, but it's free, but it's free to listen on YouTube
It is
also.
free, but
And it's also when we have our show on X, you can listen there for free too, but it's not on X right now.
yeah, a lot of people find that they think that the X thing is a little bit easier because they're already on X and then they can just click a button. But the YouTube thing is actually really easy as well. And if you click on one of the little side doohickeys, you can allow the YouTube audio to play over anything else that you're doing, so you don't have to be just watching the YouTube video. Although we are hysterical, so you probably do want to watch it just to see what happens. Because if you miss it, you don't know what you're going to miss.
Now, a lot of journalists, and I use that term with the utmost disrespect to anybody pretending to be a journalist, because there really aren't very many journalists. Anybody can be a journalist.
Yes.
You don't have to go to school. Just grab a tape recorder, go out and yell at ICE and scream at them and then post it, and then have people coming out and fighting each other. But there's a guy named Adam Wren. I don't know if he's fake or not. He's the senior national politics correspondent for Politico. I don't know if he's serious or not, but this is what he tweets. Pro athletes speaking out tells you it is broken through. What is broken through? Pro athletes who have no idea what they're talking about speaking out tells you it's broken through?
I think,
I don't know if it's a parody account or if this guy's serious.
I don't know why there are so many people out there that think that pro athletes and or musicians and or actors and actresses are somehow smarter than the average person and that their opinion should account for more.
Listen, everybody's entitled to an opinion.
No, they're
And
entitled.
athletes can comment, and celebrities can comment, but that's what free speech is about.
Yes, but my point is that there are so many people out there that think that, superstar, whoever, somehow or another, if they say something, that it holds so much more weight than the average Joe Schmo, and it shouldn't. They're just regular people. They are busy doing their thing and hear something and they make a comment at it and know nothing. They know nothing.
It's kind of cool because it's going to have adjustable seats move.
That's what you're supposed to. You want to be cool. Like if you're with your friends, and if they're far left, they all think the same way, and if they're far right, they all think the same way.
Yes. I mean, my family is almost all of them. My brother and I are somewhat the outliers. No, my cousin Trish too. But the rest of my family is all very liberal, and I'm constantly getting phone calls from my kids.
How tolerant of them, Robin.
And
what a tolerant family you have.
No, we have good discussions, but it's clear that they are getting their information from a completely different. And here I have to be fair. Like my son contacted me the other day and was upset because of the last shooting in Minneapolis, and he's like, he had not heard at all that there was a gun involved. So as far as he heard, there was no gun.
Yeah, the media is like, I heard.
Right.
The 5-year-old kid has been kidnapped and never seen again.
He was holding his phone and he was just shot for no reason whatsoever. Now at that point, because it had just happened, I had heard that he had drawn his gun, which was also
It doesn't
false.
matter,
No,
Robin. Your
but here's
son
what-
is a far left, doesn't hear anything, but watches CNN all day.
But let me.
And that's his right.
But here's my point. We had both heard incorrect information. I went and did more research because before saying anything, before making up my mind, I wanted to really understand. And I found a website where it broke it down very slowly. You could see everything that happened, that the gun was in his pocket. It was drawn out by a different officer. The gun accidentally went off after the officer had said gun, gun, gun.
I don't want to relitigate
No,
this. This
but-
story's 3 days old now.
I know, but
Your
my
kids
point-
are dumb. My kids are dumb. I don't listen to dumb kids. Okay? Let them watch CNN all day and let them be closed-minded idiots.
I think
They have a
point-
right to be dumb, Robin.
No, but
Not
here's-
everybody can be bright and articulate and understand.
But the point is,
There is no point.
yes, there is. I have a point, and I would like to make it.
You're making a point that your kids are triggered because they grew up on the left coast and they don't hear anything except left-wing propaganda.
Correct.
That's the answer.
That is correct.
And they never even consider listening to anybody with an opposing viewpoint.
Thank you, Joseph
That's the
Ricciani. I
correct
agree
answer.
with you. Tony, let her
She's
tell us.
told the story a million times.
Maybe off the air, but not to them.
I don't care what people's political beliefs are. If everything is based on whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I don't want to hear from you. I look at stories and I base them on fact because I've been in the journalism business for 50 plus years. I covered nursing home fires. When they were bringing charred bodies out, I didn't run on the air and say, no, there's dead body. I got the facts before I called into the station. And I won an award for my coverage as a 19-year-old journalist in Philly. So I don't want to hear from any of these young punks who go to college, get worthless degrees, and then are working in flower shops to tell me about journalism and about what I know. Go back to school, go learn a trade. Go do something important in your life. Stop going to musical theater classes. Stop taking philosophy. You are going to get jacked you-know-what as a job. You'll be working at Starbucks with those degrees. Anybody that goes to school for musical theater or art, my kids are involved. This is not just your kids. They're wasting money on an education, guys. Learn a trade. That's how you succeed in this country. We need more plumbers, electricians, and people who can work with their hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Light up on Robin. I'm not yelling at Robin. I'm yelling toward her.
He's yelling in my
Robin's afraid to scold her children. I'm not afraid to scold my children, and my children are in their 40s.
Now, just to repeat, because I deal with my daughter exactly what Robin deals with. It's a great PSA. Thank you. So, and now there are people telling me that I should throw something at you. So
I'm going to throw it. Do you have any bricks? You want to get some of the bricks from...
We just need to somehow or another. I wish somebody would have the answer on how to bring us together.
There is no answer because politics, because in the era of Donald Trump, there is no left or right. I mean, when Donald Trump won the first time, they went crazy. Then he got out of office, Biden won, and then they wanted to arrest him so he couldn't run again. I mean, these are facts. They were hated. Somebody other
Put these pieces on the wrong area.
But Democrats are sore winners. When they win, they cry, and when they lose, they cry harder. And I know this as a lifelong Democrat. I grew up in Philly. They voted Democrat for 73 straight years. So don't give me any of that. Well, I'm looking kind of smart because I read the New York Times, or I watch NPR, or I watch MSNBC. Those things don't make you smarter. Get the facts.
Tony, speaking of the facts,
Where's the Bruno Ranch sign? That's right.
we need it. We need a Bruno rant because every now and then for those of you who don't know Tony, he does go on a rant every now and then, and they're usually really great.
I don't have my trombone drops.
You know what I would like to do, since we are talking about what has been going wrong in Minneapolis and how Tim Walz is not handling it correctly. Can we just, for a moment, go down to Polk County,
Yeah,
Florida,
that is what we do down here in Florida. You know what I'm saying? My favorite sheriff?
favorite sheriff of all time?
Now, he's down here in Polk County. Not Polk Salad Annie, though. But Polk Salad Annie, I think, was from Polk County as well. Remember that old song? Polk Salad Annie? Daddy's got you, granny.
And I did not realize that there was really a Polk salad. Like, there is really a salad.
I don't think it's from Polk County, though.
I don't know.
I think it's from Fernando County.
Maybe.
But anyway, Grady Judd is the greatest sheriff right next to Rachel Dallal, who doesn't take, he's not going to take any of that smoke. He takes the smoke, but he gives it back. Because he was asked about the whole ICE thing, what happens here in Florida. And by the way, there are a lot of people who fled across the border here in Florida. And there's ICE down here too. But they're not breaking into places like Minnesota because they're not being held. Local law enforcement finds somebody who's committed a crime and they're not legally in the country, then they're dealt with by local authorities who then turn them over to ICE and then ICE deports them. That's the way it's been going on forever.
Should be going on, but
But the bottom line is, Sheriff County, Grady Judd had to deal one time with an anti-ICE protester, and this is how he, down in Polk County, Florida, dealt with it.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Grady Judd. I've spent my entire adult life in law enforcement, and I have never heard of one law enforcement agency not helping another when they call for help until this weekend. When a chief of patrol, where the Chicago Police Department instructed the police officers not to run in and help your colleagues who were calling for help, who were under attack by a bunch of people clearly violating the law. That's scary. Let me give you the antithesis of that. We had a man resist ICE agents and get away from them in our community. We sent a helicopter, a drone, K9, and 50 law enforcement officers to surround an area, and we found that guy who violently resisted ICE, and we locked him up in jail where he should have been. If you allow terrorists and criminals to run wild in your community, people will die. People will be shot. Now let me say this. For other law enforcement leaders across this state and nation, you need to be standing up saying the same exact thing that I am. Because we have a breakdown of the rule of law. When you allow anarchists, criminals to take over the streets and attack law enforcement officers, and then not that's a slippery slope. A real slippery slope.
Even without ice on your streets. I mean the snow ice, not the other ice. You know what I'm saying?
He has got his county. Polk County.
You gotta down Polk County and get rowdy down there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway, we got much more. We have phone lines open. If you want to call in, this is the free speech zone. We don't cut people off. We don't yell at them. I don't yell at
Although you
I
can
don't yell
call
at
in
Robin
and yell
all
at
the
Tony.
time. You can yell at, no, we don't need yell. I don't yell. I don't come in here with outrage. I'm not outraged at every little thing.
People did point out that your rant, even when your rant, Angry Tony, is lighter than Angry Greg.
Yeah, because I don't get angry. I just get loud because I'm Italian first.
Yes.
First of all, I'm Italian.
That is true.
That's a
that you sound angry, but you're not really angry. You're just, your voice is raised because you have a lot of energy. And it took me a long time to learn that because I did not grow up in that South Philly style. And I was not aware. I thought you were angry all the time. All the time. I was like, oh my gosh.
So 91 Sixer says Tony eats suddenly salad. No, suddenly salad. Not suddenly Seymour, of course, which was part of the
Suddenly Seymour.
yeah, that was
That one?
What was that one with
From
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
no, it was from the Alien Plant. What
movie was that?
He's gonna be a dentist. Help! Well, what show am I thinking of?
Robin, you're the musical expert, and you don't remember these vivid musicals where there was a plant
Yes.
that was eating people?
Yes. Because you're distracting me.
Distracting you. I'm asking you the name of Suddenly Seymour because I heard Suddenly Sad Salad.
Suddenly Seymour is from the movie
Little Shop of Horrors. I knew that. I didn't have to look it up, Robin. Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes. So it's a little bit of a learning curve if you're not from Philly.
That's
you
right.
can sound very intense.
The last time I got this angry, and I'm not angry, the last time I was really angry was when my car was parked not illegally on Christmas Eve in Center City and got towed. That's when I got so angry, I marched down to the PPA.
You were rightfully angry.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got towed in Philly when it snowed in other big cities, New York, because they got to clear, if it says snow,
Right.
on major roads, it says no parking during snowstorms,
Right.
emergency.
Which makes sense
Yeah.
because they
You
have
should get towed.
get towed. But this was not during one of those.
No, this was
instances.
Christmas
It
Eve, where the parking was supposed to be free.
Right.
And then boom.
A. Dottie wrote Polk salad. Polk, not Poke.
Right, I didn't say Polk.
I know, I'm
I
just
said
clarifying for those out there.
Polk, so.
You boil young pokeweed shoots for about 2 minutes, drain and repeat this process twice to remove toxins because you always want to eat
Well, that's
salad
what
that
happens
has
when you
toxins.
get broccoli raw, you gotta make it tender, because you gotta,
But does broccoli raw have toxins in it though? That's
well,
the question.
the roots are too
I don't know.
thick, and you gotta cut them in slices.
After you've done that twice, you saute the cooked greens with bacon and scrambled eggs for a delicious salad.
Polk salad. Who was the guy that did that? Billy Joe, somebody. Polk salad, Andy. Great song. Polk salad. Elvis did a version of it, but the original monster hit Polk salad, Andy. Who was it done by? I think that Tony Joe White. That's who it was.
Tony Joe White.
Tony Joe White performed Polk Salad Annie on British television in 1970, made famous by Elvis, but more people prefer the Tony Joe White version of it. How about that?
Did not know that.
That's great Polk salad knowledge right there. Used to be a girl who did that little
Now, you know what? We have time for a quick phone call. We have Big Al from Mulligan.
Oh, I love Big Al. He's my boy. Man who played for the Washington Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters back in the day. We got to see
4
him this weekend.
pieces left over, 4 tiny pieces.
For the rest of the day.
How you doing, the beautiful Mr. Murray? How you doing? You mentioned about journalism that no longer exists. It's called opinionism. Is that a word?
On the bag 3.
I want to hear the journalists be journalists. And right now, we can't go ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN, any of these places, and trust the person giving you the facts before giving you an opinion, before they give you the facts. I want facts first, then an opinion.
Here's some facts. Hey, in Colorado, for all those people that are anti-Trumpers, you get the $1.89 a gallon. I paid down here as low as $2.70 a gallon. And matter of fact, I think I paid $2.55 in Naples, which is amazing. And you're talking a little bit about our Mikey Sherrill. And,
Yes.
It's amazing during elections that people can lie and run these false ads. Like one of the ads that really, I think, hurt Jack Chiarelli was she ran an ad where he said something about raising sales tax to 10%. But they cut the beginning and they cut the ending. He was talking about Tennessee, but they kept on running the ad over and over again. People started believing it. Now New Jersey, okay, gas tax is up now. Also, our sales tax is going to be increasing. I have 2 properties. I have 2 properties in Naples, Florida, and if you add the taxes together, it comes to 2/3 of what I'm paying in Mulligan Hill for a very small twin house of 1,100 square feet. It's amazing.
It's an outrage is what it is. But don't forget your property.
This one piece is supposed to get a sticker.
Josh Shapiro's going to lower taxes and put money back in your pocket. No, listen, Mike, it's Josh Shapiro.
You said Jack Sherrill.
Well, Jackie Sherrill was a great football coach. Mikey Sherrill is not good at anything yet. Remember Jackie Sherrill? It's good stuff, man.
I remember the name. Yeah. But listen, it was beautiful seeing you guys. Can't wait to see you again. And hopefully we'll talk soon. God bless you.
And Heather White Carroll made the best key lime pie by hand. The graham cracker crust. She didn't buy a pre-made graham cracker crust. She bought the graham crackers and then crunched them up, made the crust. Then she made the key lime with the real key limes. And then she made the whipped cream on top.
Normally, like when somebody comes to your house and they bring like a dessert or something, you're like, take it back with you. And they're like, do you want it? We're like, yes.
It was awesome. And then we had some fresh fish right out of the waters, right out of our backyard. We had.
Oh, that's the best. That was the best. That was the
What was
best.
it called? The sheep's head was so good, man. Robin made it with the Parmesan herb crust. We need to have some boule blanc sauce next time. It's too dry. We need a little sauce.
Oh, boy.
We're going in now.
Fantastic. It was fantastic. We love you.
Love you too, man. It's gonna get cold down here. Make sure you put your little cold weather gear before you head back up north, buddy.
And by the way, anybody that is in the cold and wants to come down and warm up, if you're coming down this way, we'd love to see you. We're meeting so many wonderful people. I swear to God, this is like South Philly.
It is.
There are so many people from the Delaware Valley that have come down here, or they're here part-time or full-time, or they're just coming on vacation, and it's awesome. And you are like the mayor of South Philly.
I'm like the mayor of Cape Coral. I should be the mayor down here. And even, I make the journey down there to Naples and.
Yeah, well, we should call this Cape Coral / South Philly.
Exactly. The South Cape, the South Philly. It's all in there. Good job. Great talking to you, man. We'll see you soon. Meanwhile,
When we come back, we have more phone calls.
do we have the phone number, Robin?
Yes, we have, it is 855-839-1210. That's 855-839-1210.
We're coming right back. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There's no place like home. Download the BetMGM Casino app and sign up for a new account to check out our exclusive slots, the Wizard of Oz Musculand, Over the Rainbow, and follow the Yellow Brick Road, and our latest, the Great and Powerful Odds. BetMGM Game Sense remind you to play responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for T's and C's. Must be 21 plus to wager. New Jersey only. Welcome all property customers only. Games may vary by market. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credits and or bonus bets unless otherwise provided in the applicable terms. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon but forget about it, and suddenly it's expired.
Expired in 2012. Dang it.
Fortunately, by switching to Geico, you can save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
You're jamming your favorite song, and while you aren't missing a beat, you could be missing a signal from your body. It's an SOS from your kidneys, and it doesn't sound like music at all. It's silent. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and other risk factors can quietly stress the kidneys, leading to negative impacts on the heart. That's why you should ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR. Most miss the signal for hidden kidney disease and related heart risk. You shouldn't. Visit detectthesos.com today to learn more.
Tired of AI search that misses the point and can't understand context? Voyage AI by MongoDB helps solve this. Built by a world-class research team from Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, Voyage AI delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models that capture meaning and refine results with precision. Whether you're building semantic search, RAG applications, or agentic AI, aim for greater accuracy and reliability without the complexity. Ready to ship AI that works? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Lindsay.
Artificial intelligence could see some hiccups in 2026. A Deutsche Bank analyst note warns that this year will be AI's hardest year yet due to three themes: disillusionment, dislocation, and distrust. Deutsche says businesses are frustrated by the slow move of AI from testing to production, while the industry faces component shortages and anxiety from the public over the impact of AI on jobs. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. Never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/now. That's ethos.com/now.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautomobiles.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Finding AI complexity and unreliable results? Voyage AI by MongoDB delivers industry-leading embedding and re-ranking models. Build semantic search, RAG, and agentic AI with less complexity. Ship better AI faster at mongodb.com/build.
Does your child have special academic and behavioral needs? Call New Hope Academy in Yardley, 215-493-4200, or in Doylestown at 215-345-033. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever. New Hope Academy has a student-teacher ratio of 2-1, allowing for students to overcome disorders such as high anxiety, ASD, social emotional issues, and school avoidance. New Hope Academy offers open enrollment anytime during the school year. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. Visit online at newhopeacademy.net.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Oh, it's it is a headbanger ball. Meanwhile, we got to play this clip. We'll go to the phones. I'm glad you reminded me. I saw this clip with Jake Scrapper on CNN. So Jake, of course, brings on the guest list. Cut 20 on the cut sheet. Jake Scrapper, as I call him, brings on a guy who has the most insane excuse. But you can watch the video on YouTube. Because seeing this guy makes it even better. Hearing him, you know it's a whack job. Jake Tapper puts a guy on that's dressed up like one of those cartoon characters.
Really?
And he tells you what ICE is going to do now to citizens of this country. Let's go to the tape. He's cut 20.
He's getting it. Sorry, we didn't give him a lot of warning.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. Not saying they're Dachau, not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay. I don't
need to argue with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jake. So the guy that looks like Elmo, right? He's got a red hat on.
Yeah.
He runs some.
He kind of looks like a Where's Waldo kind of deal.
Yeah, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Where's Wacko? Even Jake almost had to say, no, wait a minute.
You're going too far here.
Alligator Alcatraz is a constant. They're going to put him in ovens down there. What was in the oven? The sheep's head. Have you put sheep's head? You put that in the oven?
This is a fish, by the way.
Yes.
For those of you who do not know,
Just cut its head off.
we just want to make sure that we're not putting heads of sheep in the oven.
Put your fucking money where your mouth is.
I'm going to play it. I play that again. It's a shortcut. Again, this is a guy who owns a bookstore and looks like Waldo. I guess he's in Florida, right? Is he here in Florida, that guy?
I'm not sure.
I don't know where his bookstore is.
But the implication he had, obviously, is that these Alligator Alley and
Alligator Alcatraz.
Alligator Alcatraz and the other
No,
place
let's
they
hear
mentioned
it.
are going to.
Let's play it again, Robin.
Okay.
This is the guy. I don't know his name. I know it's on Jake Scrapper at CNN. This is one of his guests who tells us what they're going to do now. ICE is going to do it down here in Florida.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. I'm not saying they're Dachau, I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay. I
don't need to argue with you.
Yeah. What's the name of that? Moon River or something books?
Yeah, something books, and his name is Jeremy Schnettel. Schnettel. I don't know. Hey,
Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phones.
On a ladder, or do we have Jack in the back?
We have Jack in the back.
Oh, love Jack in the back. Jack, how much snow did you get up there? Is Jack there?
Hello?
Is Jack off today?
I'm here. Officer. That's an old Fat Boys show. Joe Constantine.
I'm here.
Once.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you get out there in New Jersey.
We got about 7 to 8 inches, I would imagine.
Oh, that's what she said. She was hoping for 9. She was hoping for 7 to 9. They got 8, and I think that's okay.
You know what's a mess though is that I got hurt on the job back in November, and I'm sitting around. I can't shovel. I can't do anything because it's like watching my son go out there and shovel snow for me. But this snow here got like light and fluffy in the beginning, like you could actually move with a snowblower. To it became so like it had an icing on top. They got so heavy, not even a snowball to get through it. So it's like just gotta wait for it to melt.
Well, you just have to relax, Jack. I know you're in law enforcement. Your thoughts on the whole ice thing, since you are a fine member, former military, and of course, and a man in the law enforcement community.
My thoughts on it are this: like they got to do their job. I do believe that the local authorities should at least assist them. Just let them do their thing. Let everything take its course. But unfortunately, some departments are under these mandates from their the governors, mayor or whatever that says you can't do this or that. It's I don't know. Sometimes I gotta flip the coin to figure out what's going on. I actually had to literally turn Facebook off because all this stuff that's going on with ice and everybody's arresting.
Facebook is the mental war.
Jack, did
of
you
social
see the
media.
video of Petrie being shot?
The guy that was surrounded by 7 or 8 guys and then he was armed. So yeah, I did. So and that's believe me, from my perspective, is that he had so much clothing on. It's really hard to get a good pat down on something like that. And I don't know. What really messes me up in the mind now is I'm 60 years old. I've been in law enforcement for 40 years. These people they're almost like suicide. They're almost like kamikazes. They're going in there. They're just doing this. They're doing the will of these people. And they don't care. And then funny, they find little hanging fruit. That doesn't drive me crazy.
Because this is apparently what happened. He had a gun in his pocket. When he was protesting and then resisting arrest, they were trying to get him down. He was resisting. More agents came to help get him down and get him contained. When that was happening, one of the agents discovered the gun in the guy's pocket. I don't know what pocket it was in, but discovered it, retrieved it, and at that time yelled out to the rest of them, "Gun, gun, gun."
Yeah.
Somehow or another, the gun, when it was being retrieved, maybe didn't have the safety on, whatever, it went off. Can you tell me what is in the minds of police officers in that kind of a situation when somebody yells, "Gun, gun, gun"?
So I always go back to training. These scenarios should be practiced, and we have done those even 4 years ago when I was in the academy. So anything like that, let's put it this way, any particular threat, you got to consider it to be serious, especially when one person sees a firearm and says, "Gun, gun, gun." That doesn't mean that's his only weapon. He could have one in one of his left leg, and he got one in his his right sleeve. You don't know. So you gotta look at the whole of this. And unfortunately, it's just like we can't Monday morning quarterback this stuff, guys. This stuff happens in real instantaneous time. What do you expect someone to do? That's all it is.
And the fact of the matter is, Jack, these people are walking up and down the streets with whistles. They're getting in people's faces. They're telling people, "Shoot me in the face." These people are deranged. When you're that deranged, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. And the bottom line is, I don't want anybody to be shot. But the two
it's like, I think it almost seems like it's training. It's like they found the police officers or the law enforcement guidebook and said, "This is what you do to disrupt everything they do." And where did this come from? I don't know. I just think that someone that has some nefarious or some subversive plan, and it's not gonna work. I mean, this is all just noise and distraction, if you ask me.
I just wanted to, and I want all the ice agents to leave and let Minnesota freeze its ass off for the rest of the winter without getting a single problem. To them, yeah, you know, go back, find more Somali money so that he can pay the people to get through the winter up there. And I love Minnesota. Listen, Minnesota for Philadelphia Eagles fans means that that's where the Eagles won their very first ever Super Bowl.
You guys were up there.
You guys were up there for over a week. It's a great The people are awesome.
All right. Few pieces left over.
Minnesota to try to bring more people in.
And on to bag 4.
Oh my, you're right. That's right. Talking about these agents are trained. You know who's trained? These thugs that go out there. They train them on how to get.
That's what I'm saying. And so they're counter trained. What they're counter is basically their whole thing is it's distraction, it's disruption, and what's crazy. And I say this once again, this is low hanging fruit. The people that are doing this are the people that 20 years ago were in the basement and now they're out of the basement, and now they think they have a voice. And unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. But hey, listen,
Be out in this weather and acting in the fools out there. You know, breaking up themselves, banging stuff, and then injuring a couple of officers who were trying. Did you see that video trying to protect the front door of the hotel?
Did you see the guy in the street with a full drum kit? He was set up with the symbols and the face and everything. It was hilarious. And he was going at it like, it was like,
I know we have to break. Relax.
I love you guys here. I'll say that. Take care. I love you guys.
Crazy. Now I have to yell at her again. I'll yell at her during the break.
All right, take care, guys.
I'm like easier. I don't care.
Nobody's yelling in my ear to go to break, Robin.
He's afraid of you.
No, he's not. Sean, are you afraid of me to go?
No, of course not. You know, I love Tony, but this is probably my little heads up. I will say go to break.
Okay, let's go to break. I'll listen to you. I won't listen to Rob. Let's go to break. Coming back, 5 o'clock hour here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
WPHT, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. There's no place like home. Download the BetMGM Casino app and sign up for a new account to check out our exclusive slots, the Wizard of Oz Monkeyland, Over the Rainbow, and follow the Yellow Brick Road, and our latest, the Great and Powerful Odds. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for T's and C's. Must be 21 plus to wager. New Jersey only. Welcome offer for new customers only. Games may vary by market. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as knowledge drama site credits and or bonus bets. Unless otherwise provided the applicable terms. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're a developer who wants to innovate. Instead, you're stuck fixing bottlenecks and fighting legacy code. MongoDB can help. It's a flexible, unified platform that's built for developers by developers. MongoDB is ACID compliant and enterprise ready with the capabilities you need to ship AI apps fast. That's why so many of the Fortune 500 trust MongoDB with their most critical workloads. Ready to think outside rows and columns? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautogroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Buy low, sell high. It's always been the golden rule of investing. But retirement isn't about timing the market. It's about making sure that 100% of your money works 100% for you. And that's why smart retirees are choosing the exclusive crash-proof retirement system to grow and protect their nest eggs.
Paul Words. I started with Crash Proof Retirement in 2024. I've averaged about 12.5% over the last 2 years. The market may be high now, but it will go down at some point. And that's where the peace of mind comes in because my retirement is secure.
Kathleen Rocket, Langhorne, PA. With the crash-proof retirement system, we've gotten over 10% this year. The market can still go down, but I don't lose any of that money. We're living proof of it. It works.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the William Penn Inn on February 17th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon but forget about it, and suddenly it's expired.
Expired in 2012.
Fortunately, I got such a guy. Save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
I'm caught up in the game. My attention is on every play and every whistle. But what I'm missing is a signal coming from my kidneys. That signal isn't like a ref's whistle. It's more of a silent SOS, which could be warning me of an increased risk for events like heart attack or stroke. And the way I can catch that signal? A simple urine test called UACR. If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, talk to your doctor about the UACR test. Detect the SOS. Visit detectthesos.com to learn more.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
Here at Luke Turks right now is this happy hour at Luke Turks out there. They're all Luke Turks fans in the Delaware Valley. You know what I'm talking about. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, 5 o'clock, 5:04 right now.
Time flies.
It really does. I'm going to have to stay on all night. No, actually, we're going to have to break early because we have Penn State basketball coming up.
No, I would
At the
say
bottom of the
that's
hour.
exciting, but it's also a total outrage.
People are ripping Mina Kimes of ESPN. And there's reason to. Because back in 20, I'll play this tomorrow. She trashed the Buffalo Bills for drafting Josh Allen back in, what year was he signed? What year was he drafted? Whatever year it was. And then they give her a big contract. What a mistake. I want to play this stuff. It's not my style of review. I know. We'll play it tomorrow.
We'll have to send it.
So she rips the Buffalo Bills because she's an NFL expert. And she got a new contract after she made that bad prediction. And that's what happens at ESPN. You make bad predictions, you get a new contract, especially if you're a woman or a person of color. God bless her. But now she's getting bank ads and all this other stuff. She's mid at best. I mean, listen, I like a little hot Asian action every once in a while.
Yeah.
But there's something about her that doesn't.
Does it do it for you?
Nah. She's all right.
She's all right. She's all right. Mangled Bush. Boo. Basketball on the radio. It's not good.
That's kind of, it's the contractual obligation.
Yes.
It's your Penn State 1980 Lions, is what we call it.
And I actually like college basketball better than the NBA now.
I don't watch any basketball right now because even the college kids, even the great coaches are talking about all these kids getting paid ridiculous amounts of money to leave. The coaches used to get, they used to get paid and they would leave their kids and then the kids had to stay. Now they can transfer, which is fine. But the bottom line is this. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Hey, Tony, can I tell you what is not ridiculous?
What's that?
Because I forgot about this cut, and he's one of my favorite people in the public eye right now.
Enough about me, Robin. I mean, who are you talking about?
Scott Bessent.
I love Scott Bessent.
He has such a way of saying things in a very calming way and gets the point across and really explains things really well. Cut 7 is Secretary Scott Bessent.
Which one is this? Because he's been
Yeah,
every time he talks.
Right now, yeah.
Every time he talks, he's throwing bombs.
Yes.
But they're educated and classy bombs.
They're very classy bombs. I like a classy bomb. You know, it's
Not a sticky bomb, though.
he's like different than you. Like you go all the way up to from 0 to 60, and you know people can't quite tell what you are like what your point. Not this. I'm not saying this right at all. You go from 0 to 60, people think you're angry because of your vehemence.
There's no vehemence, no vehemence.
I'm going to say it however I want to say it. But Secretary of State Scott Bessent, Secretary Scott Bessent, oh my, he's so calm, and he could say like bombs, but you don't realize it until you like keep thinking about what he actually said. So let's go to cut some.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Did you tell him we should up to
There you go. I know this is not your language, but I gotta ask you about what's happening with the Trump Tavern. You consider see another American citizen is a dead, shot by a fellow.
It's a tragedy when anyone dies, but I can tell you the situation on the ground there is being stirred up by Governor Wolf. I was out there 2 weeks ago. Governor Wolf declined to provide a security detail for me to go into the Minnesota Capitol with the state police. So he is fomenting bail. He is fomenting chaos because there is substantial wastewater abuse. My job as Treasury Secretary is to investigate that. And I think that this chaos is going out there. And again, I'm sorry that this gentleman is dead, but he did bring a 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed to be a piece of protest. I think that there are a lot of paid agitators who are setting things up, and the governor has not done a good job of tamping this down.
No, that was not some of his other reactions. You know,
When he was in Davos.
Oh yeah, I mean the glitter can doll and all the other stuff about Newsom.
Although my favorite
These are actually printed.
Another one of those stooges that
Taillights have
he's lawless.
My favorite in Newsom nickname though, I
silver, so they're actually printed.
But Kneepad Newsom.
Kneepad Newsom.
Kneepad Newsom is my new favorite one because he brought it on himself, which is the most ironic part of it, and it is so applicable to Newsom. He is Kneepad Newsom.
By the way, I want to dox this woman again, and I don't like doxing, but this Dr. Kristen, Kristen, Lyerly. Kristen Lyerly is a good liar. I'm hearing, this is what she wrote, I'm hearing that ICE has booked 100 rooms at the Milwaukee Hilton. Buckle up, Wisconsin. By the way, she is a woman who does a far left podcast, and that tweet got 448,000 views. Telling people to go there now, and they're going to start more problems in not just in Minnesota now. Let's take it over to Milwaukee. And you know, you don't have football teams playing in Wisconsin or Minnesota right now. So what else are these people going to do except stay inside?
The fact that people think that they're on the right, I mean, it's the same thing that nurse that was saying pushing horrible things on Press Secretary Leavitt. Like, I just don't understand the mindset of so many people. Unfortunately, to me, it seems like it's mostly happening on the left, although I know there's crazies on the right as well. I don't understand, like, I don't get the wishing horrible things to happen to people. I just don't understand that mindset. Like, how did people become so ignorant?
Because we live in an era, and I do sarcastic stuff. I don't like to use ugly language. The bottom line is, we live in a society now where kids, young kids, their parents don't teach them right from wrong. They're out there doing crazy stuff. Listen, I did crazy stuff when I was a kid, but I went home at night, you know, and I would listen to my parents. The bottom line is people have no respect anymore. Not Rodney Dangerfield, no respect at all. No respect for anything. They hate authority. They hate law enforcement. They don't listen to their teachers. They don't listen to their parents. They don't want to, they think they know it all because they have the phone in their hands, and they should know a lot because they have the phone in their hands, because there's more information in their hands than they can ever possibly need. But they're absolutely, it's bad parenting. I hate to say that about Dallas Cowboy fans who were born in Philadelphia and were Cowboy fans.
Yeah, but that was tongue in cheek.
Yeah, that was a joke because it's bad parenting to root for the Dallas Cowboys when you're born in
I don't
Philadelphia.
think it can't be just the parents. I mean, it's just sort of this domino effect of the parents having repercussions, and then they have exponentially increased the no repercussions onto their children, and the kids have become even more. It's sad. It is sad to see this sort of domino effect, and you're like sitting back, and I know that the listeners that we have, they're like, how is this going to end? If we don't stop it now, how is
bad parenting, Robin?
But it's not.
Yes, it is.
I know that's
Look at the videos of kids in school and how they don't respect their teachers. They're beating up their teachers in school. That's no respect. That's what it's all about. No respect for elders, no respect for people who know more than they do. They think they know everything, these kids. I don't want to sound like a boomer here. That's how I got better. I looked up to people that I said, wow, that person's smart, what they do. I want to model myself, not try to be that person, but look up to that person as someone who can help me get better. And now people think they can get better on their own, and a lot of them good. But you see it every day, and it's because obviously the hypocrisy of people in phones, they just report everything. And so now we see all the violence and the fights on the street and all this crazy stuff in stores.
And then people imitate.
And here we are, minus any stickers.
Nick Nurse, who, by the way, lives down here, has a house here in Naples, Florida. Did you know that? Nick Nurse, the 76ers coach. People are now calling for his head. The good thing is they do fire Nick Nurse, the 76ers. He can just come on back down here to Naples and go to seat the table every night like everybody else does down here. So Nick Nurse on the hot seat.
Yikes.
I want to play this Budweiser.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know that we're leaving a little early, so I don't know if we have to. Do we have to break again before out at 5:30, or can we?
No, you guys can take this a little
So
bit.
I like to use the hubcaps that are the same on the box. I don't use the alternate ones. But that's it. Got a couple pieces left over. And questions, comments, leave them below. And that's it for the Speed Champions. I hope everybody has a good week and a safe week if you're in this bitter cold. Everybody take care.
Tonight and involved with the whole issue